Hello, welcome back. Let's have a look at the new 690 Beretta Black Edition. It came out in 2015 and I bought mine about a month or so ago, and it was built in 2016 and it's made in Italy, and that's the receiver, and it's in orange writing. And there's the timber. It comes with an adjustable stock. You just undo those two screws, lift up the stock, put in extra washers along here, or take out some washers. Each washer is 1 mil thick, so you can raise or lower the comb 1 millimeter at a time, then just tighten up the screws. So that's the receiver. This part is matte, and the hinge pin there is in a gloss finish, and it's got what they call a soft touch lever. So it's not all that soft really, but it does feel a bit softer. And like all Berettas, the lever never comes to the 6 o'clock position. It's always a little bit to the right. And they're the locking lugs on the Beretta, those two little lugs there, 1 and 2, and they lock into the barrels. So that's the receiver, and the wood is very nice. They call it a micro core pad, and it's very soft, and the recoil on it is quite good. Then the barrels on my trap gun, the barrels are 30-inch. They're 30-inch barrels, and mine has got fixed chokes, so it's 3/4 and full. You can get it with removable chokes, but I only shoot down the line, so I'm quite happy with 3/4 and full. And it comes with a fluorescent bead at the front. There's a little red one there, and the mid bead, I had that put on by Beretta, and they put that mid bead on free of charge before it went to the gun dealer for me to pick up the gun. And that of course is helpful. After you've mounted the gun, you make a little figure 8 with the bottom bead and the front bead, and then you know that everything is in alignment. The monoblock is very similar to the Silver Pigeon. I think it's machined a bit more carefully, that's all, just a bit shinier, but otherwise you wouldn't be able to tell the difference from a Silver Pigeon monoblock. There are these two little screws on either side. In here, just in there, there's a little screw that you can turn, and on the other side, and that alters the ejectors. If you turn the screw, these are set for them to eject out, but you can turn the screw, and then instead of ejecting out, they'll just pop out and you take them out manually. And it's a matte barrel finish. They call it a Bruneton finish, and the rib is not tapered. It's 10 mil here and 10 mil there, but it's a steel rib. The 692 and the DT11 comes with a carbon fibre rib, and the 690 comes ready for, but doesn't have the Be Fast balancing system. So you can add weights along here and in the stock. So you can buy the weights and put them on. So the 690 comes ready for, but the 692 and the DT11 has the weights if you want to add them and everything. And there's the forend. So the forend is a beaver tail forend, and it's a little bit different to the Silver Pigeon one. There's a spring in here. There's a spring in there. There it is. You can see the spring, and that's the forend. It's quite chunky and quite strong. And there's the checkering of the wood, and it's got a good feel, doesn't slip at all. So putting the gun together, when we put a shotgun together, we always turn the lever to the right. Otherwise, we risk the ejectors hitting the back of the receiver. So we line it up, and it's still a little bit stiff, and it locks in, and then the receiver, the forend, goes in there, and you've got to push it in because it's still a little bit tight, and you push it up, you hear it click, and then you can click it in with that lever there. So it is heavier than the Silver Pigeon, so it's heavier. The recoil on it is very, very good. You don't feel very much recoil at all. When it came from the factory, it had 5 spacers in there. I presume that they might have tested it and put it to their eyes, I don't know. But I've added 1 extra spacer on each side. So I've raised it 6 millimeters. That comb is raised 6 millimeters, and when I shoulder my gun, and you bring the gun up to your cheek, and then down, so gun to your cheek, not cheek to the gun, so you bring it up to your cheek, and when I come down, I make a figure 8 with that bead. So, what's the most important thing about a gun? The most important thing about a gun is you have to feel confident that when you put 2 cartridges in there, they're going to fire. I've fired about 3 slabs, maybe more, through this gun so far, close to 1,000 rounds. It has never, ever, ever missed a beat. And so that's what you want. You want a gun that's reliable. You don't want a gun thinking, you know, is it going to misfire and things like that. So with a Beretta, I've had Berettas, and I had a Silver Pigeon that never missed a beat. And this, same thing. I've fired, like I said, nearly 1,000 rounds, never missed a beat. I've had it through the pattern board. I patterned 2 different cartridges. One set of cartridges shot lower than the other cartridges, and that's why I say go to the pattern board, because just changing cartridges changed the point of impact quite considerably. So this is set now at about 70-30 as a trap gun. So it shoots 70% of the shot above the point of aim and 30% below. So that's the 690 trap. 30-inch barrels, steelium barrels, and that's about all I can tell you about the gun. It comes in the 690, a 692, and the DT11, and it's follows on from its predecessor, the 682, and the receiver is 1.3 millimeters wider than the Silver Pigeon, so it is a bit wider, but it's a very sturdy, good feeling gun. And of course, when you dismantle a shotgun, you tug off the forend, and this hasn't been cocked, so I don't have to release the triggers, the pins. So I just turn the lever and I remove the barrels, and then when you store the shotgun, and this is most important, you've got to take the pressure off the pins by releasing the lever, by releasing that lever. And so how we do that is there's a little pin there, and I'll get close and show you. There's a little pin just there, and you move the lever to the right, press that little pin, and the lever returns to its unlocked position. So that's the Beretta 690. Like I said, almost 1,000 rounds through it. It feels very good. The checkering on it is very good. Has not missed a beat. And that's what you want from a shotgun. And Berettas, the good thing about Berettas is they hold their value. And so that's all I can tell you about the gun so far, except I'm very, very happy with it. And this week I shot a 25 with it. I hadn't shot a 25 for a while, and so after only having the gun 3 or 4 weeks, I managed to shoot another 25. So it is a good gun. I had a Sporter before, And it's taken me a while, and so I'm still not used to it 100%, because with this I come just under the target and fire, whereas with the Sporter I had to go above the target. But it's a great gun. I'm glad I bought it, and give it some serious consideration, because it is a good, solid, reliable gun. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.